Welcome, everyone. This is Coffee with Tom and Joanne. I'm Tom Matthews.
Good morning, and I'm Joanne Toronto. This morning, we're going to take it back to basics a little bit. We had a repeat client reach out to us that has been very comfortable in their home for the last 10 years or so. And something came to light in the conversation that we hadn't considered, because every day we live and breathe real estate news, real estate trends. We're really in tune with what's happening in the market. But we realize that there are people that don't follow real estate. And this conversation brought that to light. So what this person was telling us was, they're considering that they need a little bit more space. They need, a little bit more yard. And they said, well, is it a seller's market? And that was a really interesting question. And the reason it was interesting is because if you don't follow real estate, you really wouldn't know what's happening in the market. So we had to dial in with this client and talk a little bit about how we arrived at being in a seller's market. And Tom, can you tell us a little bit about the difference between a seller's and a buyer's market?
Yeah, for people who are watching this, that's kind of real estate terminology that's used, but a seller's market is defined when you have fewer homes for sale and more buyers who are actively in the marketplace. And conversely, if you have a buyer's market, that means you have more sellers than you do buyers. So right now, in the way we study this is that we have this tool called absorption rate that tell us is when a house comes on the market, statistically, how long will that property take to get an accepted offer? And historically, if you had less than 6 months of supply, you were in the seller's market. Now we are in a really super high charge seller's market. So the inventory levels are, if you're looking less than a month of inventory, you're in a seller's market. And that's where we find ourselves today. And probably the biggest reason for that is part of the COVID, that people are not comfortable putting their homes on the market. We interview a lot of home sellers, and we know that, generally speaking, people age 75 or older are looking to age in place, and they're not selling their homes. They typically would be moving into assisted living or moving to Arizona or Florida. And right now, because of the pandemic, they are sitting still. And we think that comprises about 25 to 35% of the inventory. So what do sellers need to know, and what do people need to know if they need to sell a home and buy a home? How does being in a seller's market impact that? Joanne, why don't you tell them a little bit about what we told our clients?
Well, I think the biggest thing to note in this climate, being that when you put your house on the market, you need to be prepared to be uncomfortable. And that's a really difficult thing to convey to a client who hasn't been in the market for 10 or more years, because we want to be able to give access to their property, pretty much unfettered for the first few days, at least, that it's on the market. And, getting uncomfortable is part of that. So one of the recommendations that we gave to this couple was, if you want to price your home to sell right away, then our suggestion is to, go to an Airbnb or go to a family member's house and just vacate for, at least the first 3 to 4 days, so that people can have unfettered access to the house. You don't have risks to you coming home at the end of the day. And then you just, do your proper sanitization when you come home. So what I just touched on was talking about pricing. And I think that positioning in the market during a seller's market is also very important, because what a willing and able buyer is willing to pay for a home at a given time is the definition of market value. And when there are constant disruptions to the trends, what you have to do is you have to bake in those possibilities with your positioning. And what that means is considering what other homes are on the market and how to position that particular house at that particular time with price on the market. You want to talk a little bit about?
Well, the final thing I would like to cover in regards to a seller's market, so that people understand this, is that if you have a home to sell and you want to move into another home, whether you're moving up or moving down, when you're in a seller's market, it's really critical to understand timing, because one of the biggest questions that this client asked was whether they should buy first or sell first. And our recommendation is that if you have equity in your home and you're working, you have a solid income, you may want to pull out a home equity line of credit so you have access to some of that equity. And our recommendation is to buy first. And the reason that is that we've had too many clients in the past who were nervous about the marketplace, and they sold first and then ended up having to be in temporary housing because they couldn't find the home they wanted to buy, and they felt they were buying their forever home. And when you have 1 to 3 kids, a dog, a cat, 2 parents, everyone's working from home and schooling partially from home, you don't want to be in a 2-bedroom apartment in the interim. So as you're kind of thinking about, as we're entering into selling season 2021, and you may have a home to sell and want to buy a home, it is critically important to focus on strategy, timing, and having realtors like Joanne and I, who we have 34 years of combined experience and over 600 transactions sold. We can dive into discussing all of these nuances so that you can make a very smooth, confident, and compelling move and put your family in the best position possible. So, Joanne, you have anything else to add?
No, I think that covers it. I mean, seller's market is where we are. And, as the market continues to change, we'll keep you updated on the trends that are happening. And thanks for having coffee with us this morning.
Yeah, thank you and if you need to reach us, we can be reached at tomandjoanneteam.com. You can find us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, or you can call us at 781-795-0502. Thank you and take care. And we'll see you next week on Coffee with Tom and Joanne. Cheers.